The next thing we can do is add the WordPress core files to the PHPStorm. That way we are going to recognize where these functions come from, because right now you see that it's not, it says is undefined because it doesn't know where this file is located. So we have to configure PHPStorm to know where to look for these files. And we need the WordPress core file somehow. Could be that you have already in your machine some WordPress installation, so you can refer to that installation. On another way is to install this package. There are other packages, but I'm going to use this package. That includes the WordPress files, the WordPress core files. Okay, so let's install it. Composer. So npm run composer require, and we are going to also pass --dev here for the development only dependency, and let's run this. Okay, yes, here. And that's all. Okay, so when it finished, we are going to see here in the root of our project now a WordPress directory, including all the files of WordPress. Okay, as we don't want to this directory to be included in our Git repository, we can ignore it in our git ignore file. We can just add the WordPress directory here. So from now on, it's going to be ignored. Okay, so it's not going to be added. All right. The next thing we have to do is tell PHPStorm where these files are located. We can do it by clicking here and Command Enter. This will open this screen, this model here. And here we see that this is already automatically included. So now this project of PHPStorm project will find these files, these WordPress files. To see that, if we now go here and we don't see this error anymore, and we can go inside these functions by clicking Command B. So we can go to this one, and now here we see all the WordPress core files. So that's interesting because we can check. Sometimes we don't need to go to the outside and look for documentation, so we can just inspect those directly in the WordPress core, so like this, and we can see here the parameters, etc., the documentation right in the code. Okay. The next package that we are going to install is the WordPress Coding Standards. This package will help us have a consistent code base, but also it will help us detect bugs in our code. So let's install it. To do so, we are going to follow the documentation here. We are going to install it as a project-based. Let's copy this. Okay, so let's copy the next one. This will install the package. All right. So now we have this package installed. If we check the vendor, we are going to see that we have now the WordPress Coding Standards here, but also we have this bin, and we have these two binaries here. Those binaries are the responsible to run this CodeSniffer. So we can do a check if we do a vendor bin, and now the PHP CS. This is the CodeSniffer, and the CPF is the one. This is the auto fixer. So we are going to use both. So the first one is the CodeSniffer, and the CodeSniffer, if we run it now, we can pass it here. For example, if we want to check this file, for example. So we can pass it here. All right, and this will check the style of this file, and we can also use we can pass the standard. So this is the standard that we have just installed. So we are passing the standard here, and now we see that there is a bunch of errors in this file, right? If we open the file, it says that it's 13 errors, but it says that it can fix 11 of them. So basically, by just running the same but passing the CPF here, it will run again, but this time is only 2 errors remaining, right? So now, now that we know where those binaries are located, we can configure them in PHPStorm. So we can then use directly here in the code the CodeSniffer. So let's do that in the settings, PHP, quality tools. So before that, check that you have a CLI interpreted here. We can increase a bit this PHP language here, 7.2 for now. And here inside the quality tools, you can find the CodeSniffer. Here you can disable it. We are only interested on PHP files for now. And this is not needed for now. Okay. And then you have to click these 3 dots here. And here you have to find the binary. Okay, so here we see that we are in our plugin vendor bin, in this case PHPCS. Okay, so we have to define this. Then we can validate that this exists. It is fine, and we can do the same for the other one. So we can just copy everything here and add it here. So probably it was already detected automatically, but I'm just showing you in case you don't have it like this. So we can apply it. Okay. And here we can just choose the WordPress. Okay. So this is enabled, apply, and that's pretty much it for the configuration. So now if we take a look at the file, we see that it's already here saying the same, no? I mean, if we check this manually here, so if we use CS here, we see that we have in line 2, same as here, we have this you must use this thing, and here we have the other one. So in the line 22, missing dot comment, the same we have here. Okay. If we want more control about the rules that we want to be applied and for example, ignore some rules, so basically we have more control, we can create our own customization file. To do so, we can create a new file here in the root, in this name, and then we can see an example here, for example, in this how this looks like. We can do it like this. Or we can just copy paste everything here. So in our case, it's WordPress. This is the one that we are using. We can. So this is the the rule that we want to use in our case. Then here we can skip this for now. So as soon as we have this file here, we can skip to adding as you remember, we were passing here at the end the standard. Okay, so we can get rid of this as soon as we have this this configuration file. There's no need to add it anymore. So we can run it again, and it used because we have it configured here. Okay. Let's try with another file. So Let's try with this one. And here we see that we have a bunch of the errors here. So if we go at the top, one thing we can do, I forgot to mention, is that if we pass some flags here, so the S, for example, it will automatically show the rule in every line of the. So as you can see here, we have an error, but finally we have here exactly which kind of rule is applied for this error. Okay, so what we can do, let's imagine that we want to get rid of this rule, so we don't want it. Because the rules in particular is checking for the file name, because it's expecting to have as a class, a dash, and we are using now this camel case name. So we can exclude this rule, and to do so, we can do it like this. We can see the example that we have here. So I think it's exclude name. Let's give it a try. So this rule is this is the name of the rule. So let's copy it. We can put it inside this. Okay. So here we can add a exclude and by name, and the name is the name that we had just copied. So we have this. All right, and we can close this. Okay, let's take a look. So this is called WordPress file name, not hyphenated lowercase. Okay, let's see if it is now ignored. So let's run it again. So check it. Okay, so if you look now at the first line, this is not is basically excluded. We can do the same for the other one because we don't need it. So we can do the same for this one. And these two are going to be ignored in our custom configuration. Okay, so one thing we can do is because here there is a lot of things to check. So I recommend the most important one to start checking is the security one. So if we search for security here, security. Another one. Yeah. So everything that starts with WordPress.security, these are the ones I recommend to take a look first. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's comment this for now. And then add this rule. The WordPress security. Ref. Okay, and run it again. And now all these errors are related to the security. Those are important because this is going to check if you are properly sanitizing the input and escaping the output. And also it will check for your nonces if you are really checking the nonce. So this is the one I recommend to start first if you are applying these rules. And let's give it a try. For example, we see that here is not escaping the output. This is the one I just mentioned. So if we go to this file and go to the line 217, here we see that we are not escaping this, right? So we should. So in this case, we can just use escape URL, for example. So one of these functions that WordPress provides, all right? And now we can run it again. If we check now the first line, this is not here anymore, okay? And also, as we have the this configured in PHPStorm, we can, if we click Alt Enter, and let's say, okay, fix all the whole thing, most of the things that they can fix automatically will be fixed for you, okay? So that's all. So I recommend, as I said, to start with the security ones, and then you can just remove this, and then you can go back and just use the WordPress one, and you have a way to exclude the ones that you are not interested in, okay? Before we move to the JavaScript part, where we are going to introduce new tools and we are going to move from jQuery to vanilla JavaScript basically. But before that, I want to clean the code a bit because I see that there is a lot of comments in the code. The code is commented and therefore it's not executed. So we can delete that code. Okay, so I'm going to go all the parts in the code that has commented. Also, PHP CodeSniffer will also let us know where with this commented code is located. And I'm going to go one by one and just remove all of this commented code, okay? All right. Another thing we can do is, if you remember, I mentioned that we are adding this backslash here to prevent this class to throw an error, because otherwise, if we don't add this backslash here and we check the page, it will throw an error saying that this WP widget is not found in our namespace. Okay, so that's adding a backslash here is a way to fix that issue. But also we can use the reserved word from PHP that's use, and then the name of the class, in this case, WP widget. And this will also work. It's exactly the same as adding the backslash here, or we can use the use word here, and it will also fix. And using this word use, we can basically import any third-party class by its namespace. So let's imagine that we have an external package that has a namespace of full bar, whatever name, we can just use that here. Okay, the namespace and the name of the class, and it will allow us to load any class. And finally, we can also get rid of all of these defined apps path that we have the top of the classes, because we have all the code be inside the class, so wrap it inside the body of this class. So we don't have any external code outside of this class. We can remove this because this is not needed anymore, because externally we cannot access directly this class from from the URL or something like that, because this is encapsulated. All the code is encapsulated in the body of this class, so we don't need this anymore. So we can do the same for all the classes that has this defined at the top. So we can remove this. Okay.